we're allowed to feel affected by things. It's not helpful to fight against the fact that you may or may not be affected by things emotionally. And to just say like, oh, you just let it wash over you, it doesn't matter. It's just not being with reality. So I think that to acknowledge like, yeah, I'm affected by this. Where we can come into a bit of trouble is where we then go, okay, this person had to cancel on me, or this person's in a bad mood, or even this person ghosted me, or this person rejected me. And we take the initial feeling of hurt or upset or disappointment, and then we go that additional step and we make it a shame story. It's because I am not good enough. It is because I am unworthy. It's because they're taking advantage of me. It's because they don't respect me. And that's where we get into trouble. That's the kind of taking things personally that we really want to watch, because I think that is, where our wounded parts, where the neuroticism in our mind will start to take us down a path that ultimately fuels whatever that painful feeling is. Because again, that tends to be where we spiral and where we really internalize other people's behavior as being about us. So all of that to say, in this effort to not take things so personally, what we want to look at is, what am I making this person's behavior mean about me? And so for a lot of us, that will be some sort of story that's traceable to unworthiness. And oftentimes I think that is coming from the same part that wants to make other people happy all the time, wants to be the peacekeeper, wants to work really hard to make the relationship perfect, wants to be in control all the time. And so to the extent that we don't succeed in that, whether there's a rupture or things don't go the way that we wanted them to, we feel like we've failed, and we then take that as a personal failure and as meaning that if I've put all of this work into making you be a certain way towards me, or trying to ensure the outcome that I want that makes me feel good and safe in this relationship, if that doesn't happen, then not only am I disappointed, but I feel like a failure. And I feel like there must be something wrong with me, or I must fall short of the mark for you to be behaving in the way that you're behaving, because I've put so much effort and energy into trying to control you and us and everything, the conditions surrounding our relationship, to deliver the outcome that I wanted. So it's usually not just I'm hurt by your behavior, it's I'm making that mean that I am not good enough, or I have failed in my mission to make you be or act or do what I wanted. So rather than just beating yourself up and going, oh, I shouldn't take this so personally, I think we instead have to turn towards that with a level of curiosity and go, okay, what am I making this mean? What additional stories am I layering on top of the facts of the matter here? And how are those stories contributing to my heightened emotional state in response to this thing, to the extent that that feels disproportionate to what's really going on? And I think that when we can venture down that path of compassionate self-inquiry, all of a sudden it's not adding shame into that. And so when we start to peel back the layers of this taking personally, we see that all of those tentacles that we've spoken about a lot of control and fear and manipulation and people pleasing and striving and proving, all of those things are lurking underneath the surface. So it's usually not just I'm hurt by your behavior, it's I'm making that mean that I am not good enough, or I have failed in my mission to make you be or act or do what I wanted. And I think that that's really where it can go to that next level.